Hello everyone and welcome to Learn Shala, and this is the introduction to the data science. You can visit us at My Learn Shala, and we cover various topics of upskilling of the recent technologies that you find in in this era. So to start with, what is data science? So in this session we will learn all these things. What is data science salaries, future scope, job market, a day in a life of data science applications, and how to learn that. So what is data science? Basically it is just the play around the data. uh, for example, if you have some sort of data present and you want to have some meaningful insights out of it, that is what we call it as a data science, applying the science to the data. That is basic term of the data science. So what are the data science salaries? So currently it is on a boom, and we also have a demand and supply gap. So there is a future scope and a job market waiting for many keen uh, software professionals who are keen to start their journey with the data science. So let's move forward. What is data science? Yeah, it is enormous amount of data using cutting edge tools, methods, uncover hidden patterns, glean valuable information, and make business decisions. Data science creates predictive models using sophisticated machine learning algorithms. So this is what it is in a technical scenario, technical terms, that it is an enormous amount of data using cutting edge tools uh, some of the analysis like predictive analysis, uh, some of the patterns which we can see using some regression analysis, trees, random forest, and everything of that sort. How we process the particular data and find some hidden patterns in it. Like sometimes, if you collect the data of a car sales, you can find that in the month from September to November, the sale in the car is seen to be high. Even the market expects it to be high. You can call it coming upcoming festivals seasons, because of that it can be high. There can be various reasons, but the conclusion is that according to the data, with the help of the data, we can see that the car sales have gone up in these 3 months. And it is not the data of a particular year, it is happening throughout, since maybe around 5 to 7 decades now. So why this is happening and what are the reasons behind it? So according to this, because of this, we can find that there are some of the uh, new car launches in these months. So this help the car companies a lot to strategize, to uh, align with their supply chain until the last customer, so that they can get a clear ready to sell what they need. So that is what data science is all about. Here we do not apply a technical so it was present very much earlier as well, in history as well, but to go ahead, we are having some data science life cycle. Like it is capturing of data, maintaining of data, processing, analyzing, and communicating it. So what majorly is capturing of data? So the data which we get from the open source, that is may it be from customer feedbacks, may it be tracking some of the various things, we get it in a raw unstructured data, which is very much what we say filled with noise, filled with extreme outliers, the extreme opposites. Sometimes it is not near the things which we are planning for. So like sometimes the values will be very much uh, at the extremes. So that is what is unstructured data. So it will not be in a structured manner, like it will not be having zeros and ones, it will have many gray areas, and that is why it needs to be processed and analyzed and then communicated. So how do we process with it? So as we all know, this is an unstructured data. It requires a certain warehouse technique, certain data warehousing, which will help in the second step, that is maintenance of this data. There are data engineers behind this. They play with the data set so that they can store it in some certain format. Uh, so the processing, the next step happens smoothly, and the space taken by maintenance is very much reduced. So this is the job of a data engineer. So what does a data science comes into play in this? So data science is nothing but it is a combination of all these steps, that is capturing, maintaining, processing and analyzing and communicating it. Then next step is processing it. So how do we process the data? uh, Processing is basic loosely termed as data mining. So what happens is, here we classify the data, we go deep, we go delve into the things, and we go deep as we produce some models, we do summarization, and all of that comes in the processing of it, analyzing it. So there will be meaningful insights coming out of all the processes that we take place, and that is what is called as the analysis step. So taking back our car sales examples, so here we saw that the sale of the car generally goes up in the 3 months, that is from September, October, and November. So this is the analysis, the final analysis, and how do we communicate it? So it is a very important step, and it is a very good soft skill of a data scientist to communicate the problems, communicate the solutions, what he has or she has got to the upcoming business uh, team. So how do we communicate it? It might be through storytelling, it might be through analysis of preparing a decision making tree, or what are all the things they have gone through, and putting in the efforts, and how they have logged in the information, how they have analyzed it, so that the process which you have done as a data scientist is trustable and is credible and communicated well to the next coming team, that is the one who is taking the business uh, scenarios. So that is what is communication. So next we move ahead for a data science salaries, future scope, and job market scenario. So according to this, these are the some of the facts which we have gathered. So according to Glassdoor and Forbes, demand will increase by 28 to 28% by 2026. There is a lack of demand. Sorry, there is a lack of supply, and the data science has always been hailed as sexiest job of 21st century by Harvard Business Review. In the last century, oil was considered as black gold. Today, data is the golden mine. So the anything can happen through data. Like whatever the data we have currently, it is going to increase. It is not going to decrease in any ways. So this data, if we have so much of raw data that it is a tip of the iceberg that we have just touched by data science. And in coming days, everything is going to happen with the help of this is a sidelined, this is not, this is used nowadays, touched upon as a luxury. But if we go forward in this, then it will be the need. Data will be the need of the hour. Analyzing it will be the need of the hour, and it is what the companies will be looking out for. So there is a lack of supply against the demand. So there is a need of around 2 lakh data scientists currently in the job market, but there are few skilled ones. So there is a high demand for this. So looking forward, so we can compare the roles and their salary in USA, and we compare it with the Indian average salary per annum. So where do we get this data from? You can look here that data scientists precedes data engineer is preceded by data analyst, and it is preceded by the data scientist. So the highest job roles which get paid is data scientist, and the way forward is uh, this data analyst moves up with, and sorry, so data scientist, Average salary per annum is 10 lakh for data scientist, 6 for analyst, and 8.15 lakh for engineer, data engineer. So the role of data engineer is the warehousing and all the setups that goes into place, where data engineer is responsible for storage of this data, maintenance of that, and all of that things. So what is the data analyst role? So the data analyst is mainly responsible for analyzing of the data and doing the initial EDA, that is exploratory data analysis. The data scientist is the one uh, who is capable of modeling the data and giving out the meaningful insights out of it, and also the solution of what are all the things that can be tuned in the place so that it can increase the output of the company or the sales or the growth. So let's go to this site and check. So here is how we have got that information. So you can see here it has just increased, and it depends on various locations as well. So I'm comparing the Bangalore area, so it is 12 LPA. And so these are some of the companies which hire data scientists: Ambi, Microsoft, Swiggy, Genpact, OK Credit, Ola, and all of this. So coming back to our presentation, so what is a day in the life of a data scientist? So what are the tasks he performs in this job role? So what are the things? Collection of data from various sources. So this might not be the case of data scientist, because some of the times the already collected data might be presented in various companies, but sometimes he has also play a role in collection of data, because he knows better from which source is more uh, valuable data coming from. So the next step onwards is what is done by the data scientist, even if it is whichever role he is in. So optimizing the collected data for earlier analysis. So there might be a lot of noise in the data. Sometimes there might be null values. Sometimes there might be some unavailable data or something which cannot be describable. So all that filters is what is called as optimizing the data. So the next step is gaining insights and finding patterns. This is the basic step of the analysis, that is exploratory data analysis. So making the data models and forecasting algorithms. Which algorithm suits this data best? How it is correlated? And all this is done, and a particular data models are put in place to make this algorithm more optimized, presenting analyzed data to everyone to drive better business decisions. So all these things are done. You have modeled the data, forecasting is done, but how do you present it? It all matters on your soft skill, and how do you convey your analysis to everyone in the business, in the company. That is the major task as well, but it comes in a soft skill part, where he or she is responsible for delivering the solutions and convincing the business decision about his or her ideas. So coordinated with multiple teams and stakeholders. So this depends, and this is put forward by coordinating it with multiple teams, such as there might be a team of data analysts with you. Sometimes there might be a team of data engineer working with you, and sometimes programmer, sometimes tech uh, analyst. Some all these roles will be working with you, and from you they will be getting insights. From you they will be getting some of the patterns from which they can develop some of the utilities and utilize analytical tools like R. R is used majorly used for statistics, and data scientist as well, Python, Excel, SQL. So these are all the things which you will be working around daily. Staying up, stay up to date with latest data science trends and tools and news. So this is not enough that you learn, you do projects, and you are going forward. You are solving all the use cases, and all these things are just not enough. You need to also be looking forward for the trends, tools, and news and latest developments in this field, so you can upskill your knowledge daily. So going forward, we will know about the application. So here there are majorly many applications like airline route planning, dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing works when there is a sale coming up in Flipkart or Amazon. So research, drug research, and managing patient data. Logistics and delivery, that is used by Swiggy and Zomato on how to optimize the route of the delivery person. It also comes up in uh, se- uh, this one, logistics of all the warehousing, product delivery. So sales and automation, marketing, advertising. What is the recent trends of the market? How is the market going forward? In which direction is the trend? How to advertise? How to get into a customer? So all these things are helping out the business, and data science is very much helping out. So these are the steps to learn how can you learn about data science. So basically it has uh, multiple steps, but it ultimately depends on you how you assimilate all these things, like research, understand the prerequisite, small, starting small, like basic programming languages, getting into data collection and analysis, blogs, taking up courses, so comparing it with peers and doing internships, taking up projects, taking up professional long-term programs, such as some of the courses you can see up online, like Great Learning, Analytics Lab. Some of them are from IIT as well. So you can look up for this and then just apply for jobs. Applying for jobs, attending interviews, tone you better for what is the current market scenario and what is the ask from the employer. So you can do your own homework. This is just a layout plan which we are presenting in front of you. You can go through this, and that is all to sum up with. Please do visit us. We have a website where we blog, write blogs, and do subscribe us here as well. So we'll be coming up with some of the courses in the next video. So tune in and subscribe. Thank you.